This call is not being recorded.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, June 22nd. We're out here busting myths left and right, or I guess we're about to. This is Mythbusters episode 2. Super excited for this one. We have 3 different health and fitness statements, you could say, that we're going to debate. We'll give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, say whether the myth is busted or if it's not a myth. What do they say on the show? I think I've only watched Mythbusters like one time.
It's been so long. Like that was like back in college days for me.
Yeah. Well, anyway, our 3 topics for today are: women should train differently than men, everyone should be taking supplements, and cardio is required for fat loss. So those are our 3 things we are going to debate today. And yeah, any words before we get started, Shalise?
Nada.
Okay.
No, I'm excited about this one too.
Sweet. Well, let's start off with a banger since it's all us ladies on the call. Women should train differently than men. Can I just get like a thumbs up, thumbs down response from everybody? If they should train differently, thumbs up. If women should not train differently than men, thumbs down. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
I was gonna thumbs up.
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe it.
Great. Let's have that conversation.
I was thinking like weight, like the weight on the machine is obviously like very different, but like I guess no, you don't have to train differently. Now that I think about it more.
Okay.
Well, don't let us persuade you.
Yeah.
Stay strong, Lauren. Stay strong. Stay committed.
We should only do 5-pound bicep curls. That's it.
Dude. I was doing 10-pound bicep curls today, so I kind of already broke the rule.
Maybe it's what's that called when it's like the like I want to say stimulus, but I don't think I'm saying that right. Like it shouldn't really be different because it's all like the same intensity. It's just heavier weight for guys, right?
Yeah.
Do coaches coach men and women differently? Is that a thing?
So the only thing I will say, so I'm going to guess Taylor is going off by we should train differently. Well, let me ask you, Taylor, what you mean by that? Like, because I have a feeling I know where you're going with it. And based off of what we see on social media. So what is train differently mean to you?
I think kind of just like in general, in any way, like if kind of what Lauren was just asking is if a man came to you with a specific goal and if a woman came to you with a specific goal, would you end up giving them like vastly different programs, or would it look basically the same because we're both humans?
Okay, yeah. So, and then Lauren leaves.
Oh, bye.
she's still
there.
So no, yeah, I mean, absolutely. We don't have to train differently. There's no reason to train differently. The only thing I was going to say is women can usually recover a lot faster than men. So like when it comes to like 3 leg days a week, that's okay. Like most men, I don't know that I would do 3 leg days a week. But we can recover a slight bit faster than men can. So that would be my only thing. But as far as for all intents and purposes of what a training program should look like, we can train exactly the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like muscle building goals or cardiovascular type goals, or I mean, even if you were to look at someone who did like a mixed high rocks competition or something like that, they're probably doing the same training regimen, just maybe the weights are different but the weights would be different between like me and my clients that I train. I have a lot of clients who are they're leg pressing like 4 plates. I'll leg press like 1.5 maybe, but it's still the same rep scheme. There's who was it? Someone who's really good at squatting, like Tom Platz or something. I forget exactly who said it,
Flash
but
had amazing hamstrings, but
oh, some dude who is very famous, who also likes squatting or is known for his squat. He was saying, someone asked him like, "What's it like to squat 500 pounds?" and or whatever his max was, and he's like, "Well, what's your max?" And the person said, "I don't know, like 185." He's like, "It's like that." So, as if you're pushing yourself appropriately and you are doing your workouts with the right amount of intensity or the same intensity as somebody else, it's going to be the same level of difficulty for both of you guys. And like every individual is going to have their own recovery threshold and just work capacity.
yeah.
Training frequency can affect that, but there's also just, I don't know.
The only other thing I would say too is, I mean, as far as training differently, like as a trainer, like obviously the women, sorry, let me start over. A woman's, oh my God, I just totally lost my train of thought. We're built differently. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, we're built differently. So we have to consider those kind of things too, like especially if we've had children, our hip width, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to like, but that's going to be anybody on an individual basis. Everybody's going to look differently based off of their physique, their structure, their bone structure, all of that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't even say that's a male versus female thing. I just think that's an individual basis thing. But as far as like the actual programming goes, then yeah, don't need to.
Trying to think of, some people might argue that men and women need to train differently because the goals are typically different. And like that's why you have the stereotype of women only doing leg days and men only doing upper body days. But it's like that's not really, that's tied to your goals. That has nothing to do with whether you're a male or a female. There are some dudes at American Iron that have better glutes and hammies and quads than I will ever have, and they have the shorts to prove it. They're wearing these tiny little shorts. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, yeah. This
Heck,
the
you're
like the
wearing
jokes
booty
about men's
shorts.
wellness.
Yeah, those power lifters. I'm just like, God damn.
The
They
power
got that shelf.
lifters. The power lifters. I'm like, I like blush in the morning when I'm like, oh, oh, put that thing away.
So funny. Yeah. Um, yep. And in the same
Yep.
way, like obviously everybody is obsessed with Schlace's shoulders.
Oh, thanks.
Uh, So, okay, let's see. Is there anything else you want to say? I don't even know that we need to get terribly in depth as to why, but like, no, you don't. So if there is someone that is doing a program and it looks like it's working for them, you can try it out if you want, see if it works, because it's just your muscles are essentially the same as their muscles. So,
Yeah.
okay. Number 2 is everyone should be taking supplements. Ooh, this one I can tell is going to be a little bit divisive, and I'm excited to see what we all say. Okay, I like the thumbs up, thumbs down with everybody. So, if you think everyone should be taking supplements, thumbs up. If you think that not everyone should be taking supplements, thumbs down. So, let's think and decide, make your decision. Uh, oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, you can't go in the middle. We'll explain why, but
Oh,
you have to pick a side.
Almost did that because I'm like,
Pick a side. We'll get into
okay.
the nuance later.
Elise, you better put that thumb up.
Okay. So, Shalise, do you want to go first or me?
Go ahead.
Okay. I answered that everyone should be taking supplements because in an ideal world, um, I think that we would be able to fill some sort of a gap with a supplement. So smart supplements to where people are knowledgeable about what they need through different labs and testing. And then they do supplement that in addition to their diet, because there are some things that like supplements really help with. And the risk of those supplements is super, super low, but the benefit is like tangible in your life. And they're not terribly expensive. Like, I mean, one really good example, just because this is like kind of where my headspace is at right now, is like some sort of prenatal vitamin stack to make sure that you have the nutrients that you need for pregnancy. Like, that's something that maybe wasn't required. It's not required, but it will make your experience a lot better potentially, or prevent some things that we know can happen if you aren't supplementing in addition to your diet. There's just some stuff that's hard to do with your diet, even if you are super strict and regimented. Like, do you really want to be eating like a cup of lentils and a cup of steamed spinach every single day? Like, I mean, you could, but like for a whole year, like a little anyway. Anyways, so I say yes. I think that everyone should have a smart supplement routine. And that's coming from someone that like I literally don't take any supplements. I just know I should. I don't even take a multivitamin, like, but we're working on it.
Yeah, and there's ones that I recommend to every single client, unless like we have lab work that says that they shouldn't be on it for whatever reason. And omegas will be one of those for sure. And then because of our diet, because of the way we eat, we're not getting enough omega-3s. So I always make sure that we're supplementing with omegas. And then usually the majority of the time I am for asking most of my clients to be on vitamin D and K. Again, because we're usually deficient in those. So those are the ones that I'm kind of like, yeah, let's get on those. The other ones are just kind of suggestions, and if they want to, and then obviously depending on how they're feeling with other things in life, we'll add things. But like those two, I think are pretty. A multivitamin, I think if you're like someone like Lauren who's eating a shit ton of calories, like through your diet, you should be able to get enough through whatever you're eating and not have to supplement. If you're in a calorie deficit, that's totally different, and you probably should be on a multivitamin. But otherwise, yeah, as far as I mean, like you said, nuanced with like prenatal vitamins, all that kind of stuff too, depending on the situation and the person. But I think everybody should be on omegas or vitamin D and or.
Yeah. Um, where do we have like a place that we would recommend people get their labs done, or like what to order if they do want to try to figure out what supplements they should be taking? Or is that something that you're like, do with a doctor or a coach?
Well, Life Extensions, I know, is one company that does all of that.
I will say just so people know, they can test like any vitamin. However, it starts getting a little expensive.
Right.
So the the baseline ones usually are, well, I don't even know if they have, some doctors order B12s, some order vitamin Ds. But it usually comes with like a price tag on it because it's not on, it's individually ordered versus like on a panel. Sometimes some of the labs will run panels like specials for them, but um usually it can get a little pricey.
Mm-hmm.
but it's doable for sure.
Yeah. I feel like that makes sense because it's the level of like, chances are if you're looking at this, it's for optimization. It's not out of necessity.
Mm-hmm. A lot of they'll do them before surgery too, vitamin D levels. Just to if they need to supplement, they'll supplement prior to surgeries. But yeah, but you're right, Taylor. It's like a lot of people want them just to see, just so they're not like ideal unless it's indicated from something else,
Yeah.
anemia, stuff like that.
Let's see. I guess I can't really think of a reason why someone would say that like there are some people that definitely should not be on supplements. Maybe if you have like I mean, every supplement has some sort of what is it called? Like contraindication or like make sure it works with your medicine. But
Yeah,
medicines don't if you have any sort of pre-existing conditions where it's like, hey, you might not want to take a supplement that's going to stress that organ. Like, don't do that either.
yeah. It,
But
some supplements that people don't realize too can cause like licorice root can cause aphid. So there's some that you got to be extra careful with too.
And then one I forgot to mention that I tell everybody to take because I always forget it's a supplement, but creatine too.
Creatine.
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
again, that would be pretty much everybody. I mean, they tell you not to give it to kids under 18, but whatever on that one. I'm not a medical doctor, so don't take my advice. I am. this is whatever you're supposed to say. What's the little disclaimer?
Okay. All right. Should we go to number 3? Number 3. Cardio is required for fat loss. So if you think cardio is required for fat loss, thumbs up. If you think it is not, thumbs down. In 3, a 2, a 1. That's right. Team. All right, Shalise, you lead this one.
I mean, I think we all, well, I would hope we all know this by now. If you're following us or our clients of ours, it is, or whatever, follow us on social media. It is a calorie deficit. How you get there usually is through nutrition. So you don't have to do cardio. It can be used as a tool, but it does not have to be cardio. Cardio is to make your heart healthy, just as it suggests in the name. It is for your cardiovascular system to be healthy. It is not necessary for fat loss. I don't do a lick of cardio. I walk, I do steps. That is my cardio. And I can lose fat. You just need to be in a calorie deficit. So again, that could be with food or that could be with more movement. Either or.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm working with my clients, I ask them, like, when we start going into a deficit, I'm like, okay, what works best for you? Can you get rid of food and be okay, or do you want to add cardio? What's better for your schedule? Would you rather see the food on the plate and go take the time on the cardio or whatever? So I let them kind of decide on that.
Always have the food on the plate.
I was gonna say cardio all day.
Yeah. This is kind of like, this was one of the things that was discussed in my favorite presentation at the Real Coaches Summit this year, saying how like if you were to take food away from somebody, that might affect them differently than somebody else. So like personalizing it in that way to where like if you take food away from someone, are they going to like crash and have way less energy and just move less naturally? Or if you give them more food, are they going to move more and end up burning more calories plus the added cardio? And cardio to them is like enjoyable. They like getting the sweat. It's not super stressful on their system. It's not like taxing them mentally. Then it's a really great way to keep food higher while you're still in a deficit. As long as it's in check. What was the other thing I was going to say? Cardio is required for fat loss. We all said no. No, it's not. I mean, lifting weights is also not required for fat loss, but it sure does help. And I think it helps more than cardio does. Do we have research on that? That is like, it definitively says that lifting weights is either equally beneficial to cardio or more beneficial. I feel like I just read something that was talking about that.
I
I'll
can't pull that out of my ass right now, but I'm sure there's something out there.
I'll look, because there was one study that I was very interesting. They were talking about how like a lot of people when they added cardio into their routine, they were more hungry, and these were people that were not like tracking their food, so they were more hungry. They ended up eating back their calories with the cardio, but when they were doing strength training, they did not end up eating back their calories. So it was like the effect on their appetite was different.
That I could see that. I could see that because when you do cardio, like it, I'm starving when I do cardio. Like I could eat an elephant and I'd be like, damn, I'm starving. Like, but I was talking about this with Wayne the other day. I don't wear like a Fitbit or anything when I lift, but I want to just because I have no idea how many calories I'm burning, and I bet you it's more than if I did the same amount of cardio at a slow pace. I'm just curious.
Yeah. And they obviously are going to be accurate anyway. So I'll tell you this. So obviously I wear my Apple Watch all the time, and here's how inaccurate it is. When I was competing, I did one exercise one week and I forgot to push my button that I was doing a strength training program. And I looked at my watch, put down the calories and all that because I was tracking all that for my coach. The same exact week, I pushed the button that I was doing strength training, and my calories increased big time just because I pushed the button that I was strength training. It was by like 200 or 300 calories more just because I pushed that button, but it was the same exact workout from week to week. I was like, there's no way there's that big of a difference.
Yeah.
So just pushing the button saying that you're doing a strength training workout changes it.
Oh,
Mhm.
the data is flawed.
Yeah.
I wonder if you were to log them both as the same kind of activity, if then it would give you like a comparison, because it's like, oh, if it's reading into like my heart rate and stuff, or I don't know if it looks at heart rate and breathing. I don't know if it does breathing, but definitely heart rate. And then it estimates using that as their equation. It's like, well, if you take both as the same activity, then they can be compared. Maybe.
That would be interesting. Do like try it
But then
both.
I would hate for anybody to watch your watch to see how many calories you burn during the exercise, during a workout, because that's not the point either. But I get where you're going, Lauren. I get what you're saying.
I was just curious. I just was curious.
Yeah.
I bet it's like 2,000 calories every time.
Especially on your leg.
Disappear. What'd you say, Shalise?
That's why.
Especially on your leg days.
That's why I don't lose weight, dude.
Oh, those are our three myths, not myths. So we said women should train differently than men. No, don't have to. Everyone should be taking supplements. Probably look into it. And cardio is required for fat loss. No. That's all we got. Happy Monday. Next week, what are we talking about? Let me pull this up. I can't remember. Next week on Monday, the 29th. Ooh, the split decision is what our call is called. The name of the call. And it is called Finding the Right Training Split for Your Goals and Schedule. So we'll talk about different training splits, why you might want to do them, some of the pros and cons of each. Of course, our main goal is just to get everybody moving. And then after that point, however detailed you want to get, the more detailed, the better. Great. Love that. But yeah, knowing what split to pick can really help you take your your routine to the next level, get you more results if you make sure that the split that you have is working well for your lifestyle, your body, your work capacity and recovery threshold. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. If you guys want to hear more, my name is Taylor. I am on Instagram at TaylorCE.
And I am on Instagram at Shalace_IFBB Pro. Shalace is SHELACE. And then we have our team page at team_iron_and_lace.
Awesome. We'll talk to you guys in a week.
Thanks for joining us, ladies.
Thank you. Bye, guys.